Get some action going.
Vikings also without Jenna Selesky, who we heard sing the national anthem prior to. She's out with a broken thumb, although could potentially see some time running.
Nice bunt.
Arnis able to take care of business over with the advancement, although looking to advance to third base was Stoltenberg. A little too aggressive, and she is thrown out over at third base.
Well, and Catrus got a real late throw on that ball, but give credit to Meyer, the third baseman, for blocking that base from the slide. We'll watch it one more time. Great job. Correct, that wasn't Meyer, that was Rossbach coming from left field to make that tag. Heads up move by Ike.
Back in at New Berlin, started off cloudy, a little windy, not too bad. Now it's rainy, damp, somewhat miserable as we move on to the top of the fifth in a scoreless battle between the two New Berlin schools, West and Eisenhower.
Well, and if you just missed that last part of the inning, just textbook fundamental softball by Eisenhower. The third baseman was coming in to field the bunt, and the left fielder, Rossbach, was aware of the situation that the runner was rounding second. She stepped in to block third base and got the throw from the second baseman, who had fielded the throw from the catcher at first to get the out. So very good heads-up fundamental softball by Eisenhower.
Meanwhile, it's a 1-ball, no strike count to Majinski. Swings through in the count, even up at 1-1. You start to look at this weather, and you start to, obviously in our case, we can feel the rain. You can see it on your screen in the background. If you're Eisenhower, so far you've been lucky enough that you've gotten most of your games in and or made up at this juncture, as this ball put away at Farrell in foul territory. Again, there's an instinct. Great first step, was under it immediately to record the first down.
Well, and she's battling raindrops as well. The grass over there is starting to get wet, a little slippery. You know, and this is a pitcher's nightmare. It's cold out here, you're wet, that ball gets slippery, your hand, you can see a horrendous hand. Her pitching hand, her fingers are red. Really changes the grip on the ball.
Well, Katie Schlegel, 0 for 1 in the game. There's the look at the gripping. Doing her best to get the moisture off that right hand. Not going to be easy to do as we continue with the, again, a light rain, but enough to be a pain.
Yep. Well, and I was a backup pitcher my senior year in high school, and it was miserable when you had to pitch to these games.
I was talking before that little pop-up, again, for Eisenhower. They've gotten, again, most of their games at this point, and only a couple of games remaining on the regular season docket. Across the way, though, New Berlin West not as fortunate, where they all of a sudden have a log jam of games still remaining, 5 after today, in preparation for the postseason.
Well, nothing's worse than being at school all day, anticipating that you're going to play a game, and then they come on the PA and say, say that the varsity game has been postponed or canceled, and you're just like, oh, come on. You know, you get so hyped up to play, and this spring season has just been awful.
Well, Schlegel walking for a second consecutive plate appearance. A ball taken down low with Catrus. Apparently it's raining. Too bad for the scoreboard to be functioning here. Obviously, you have the scoreboard on your screen. They have unplugged the board here at New Berlin West.
And Catrus, a strikeout victim her first 2 times, finally gets a...
That ball's out of here.
Wow.
There's the home run ability for the Lions. A 2-run shot for Anthea Catrus with 1 out on the scoreboard and a 2-0 lead on the second pitch of that at-bat.
Just a great piece of hitting. Catrus able to get her hands through very quickly on that ball. And all Stoltenberg could do was watch it. Pitch high in the zone, right around letters. And as we said before, Catrus just clearing that fence. And maybe that's all Eisenhower needs to pull out a victory.
Well, you and I were talking before the game, and I mentioned in talking with Coach Setz, when asked about a team strength, and you see what sounds like a broken bat for Lombardo, she'll come through with a one-out single, back-to-back hits now for the Lions. But Coach Setz came in saying that this is a team strength-wise that has the ability to put runs on the board. They have 6 players that have hit home runs at some point this season.
We got to change a ball out. Ball's getting pretty wet. Well, and Horenda's got to shake off that home run. Yes, you're down 2-0. And we're facing the middle of the order here with Nowak, who's gotten a hit and been on base with a base on balls. Got to focus on the pitching.
And Michelle, I don't think we're anywhere near that point at this juncture that they would put this game in question with the rain that's falling. But if it gets to that point, all of a sudden now you're looking real good if your Lions having 2 on the board here in this 5th.
Yeah, definitely. And coming from a girl who usually is not a power hitter, but the ball was left up in the zone. And able to drive one out of here.
Just enough to be a nuisance. Rain that continues to fall in New Berlin. 2-0 Lion lead. A 1-ball, 1-strike count. Happy to report for those that were worried back home. I know all were worried. The scoreboard is back up and functioning. All they needed was a little power, and they got that 2-run home run from Catrice. This is lifted up, and will it stay in the confines of the playing field? It will not. Some of the ground rules there once it passed that fence, a dead ball situation.
And there's nothing but a bunch of mud in that area.
Yeah, you found out firsthand.
Yes. Had to go get lineups and pronunciations from the Eisenhower coaching staff, and their entrance and exit out of that dugout is nothing but sticky, icky mud.
Life on the road for the Lions, who are playing their 4th of 4 consecutive away from home.
And lost the last 3. Right now they're in position for a win, the top of the 5th inning.
Well, you got to feel pretty good for the Vikings, the way they've been able to hit the softball and get runners in scoring position. They're just lacking that clutch hit. At some point, law of average will tell you they will get that clutch hit. They continue to put the pressure on.
Absolutely.
The 2-2. And the count is full of 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first base. We have 1 down in the 5th inning.
You know, Horenda's got to go after this batter. She's got to record this out for number 2. And try to leave Lombardo on base. Nice little off-speed pitch. Nowak out front. You know, and batting gloves only can do so much when it's cold and wet. They get slippery too, and Nowak shaking off her left hand a little bit. May have gotten a little stinger.
Here's ball 4. So a couple of walks in this inning, and all of a sudden runners at first and second with 1 down. About to see a leader come to the plate. She will be the 6th batter in this 5th.
Leader with a sac bunt in the 2nd inning. Flied out to center field in the 4th.
As leader taking a ball down low.
I'm waiting for somebody in the crowd to be really nice and come over here and open up umbrellas for us.
I left my Time Warner Cable Sports Channel logoed umbrella in my car.
I think I have
Wasn't
about
supposed to rain.
3 umbrellas in my car.
Well, in foul territory again.
Oh.
Deflects off the fence and out of play, but close.
Can you imagine if that ball would have deflected the other way? It probably would have hit one of those girls in the face. I mean, look at how close this was. Oh.
I'll tell you what, I've been real impressed with Farrell and her ability beyond that plate and her ability to read the ball and quickly get out of her catching position and get after that ball. And again, she was right there in position to make a catch had there been a play to be made, but fence got in the way.
Yeah, she ran out of room about 6 inches. Because you can't take your glove and put it over and bring it back.
Well strung, but Arness on the catch.
Yep, hit right on the screws. Nicely played out there in right field.
2 down now, and back to second base goes Lombardo with no walk back at first. Rossbach, 1 for 2 in the game, single or last plate appearance.
Well, and Horrenda has a chance to get out of it with only a 2-run deficit. A nice place that she would definitely like to walk off the pitching rubber with.
The 2-0 score thanks to Anthi Catrus's 2-run home run to left. Tell you what, coming into this game, and yeah, we knew that this team had the ability to hit home runs, but I think it's fair to say that neither one of us was looking at Catrus to be that home run hitter, even if she has the ability, because so much has been made about Schlegel and Lombardo. And as soon as you pitch around at Schlegel to get to Catrus, Catrus making you pay.
Right, and that's why Eisenhower is so good. They have so many weapons up and down this lineup. Anybody can get that clutch hit. And Horrenda, her speed is ideal for a player like Katniss. There goes another one.
As this one deflects up and over, it's a home run, a 3-run shot for Riley Rossbach. Couple of home runs in the inning, and from 0-0 to 5-0 off a 2-1 pitch, the Lions taking control.
Horrenda, same thing to Catrus. I always want to say Katniss. You know, she's such a ferocious hero getting off to that first home run. Here comes the pitch. This one right at the knees. And Rossbach actually bent down and kind of golfed that one out of here. Good looking pitch on a 2-1 count. And now there's a meeting at the